Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and we are going to be highlighting the Steam game birthday sale over at Green Man Gaming. Yes, they are celebrating their birthday, and with that, a ton of deals, and we're gonna run through a different range of prices. We're gonna be looking at games under the price of $20, games under the price of $10, and games under the price of $2. So yes, the games under $20, you know, this ain't for the faint of heart. This is for those of you that work on Wall Street that, you know, have made some millies off crypto. You know, those games are reserved for you guys, but don't worry. If you want to stay at a budget, I got you covered with the games under $2 as well. We'll get to those at the end of this video. We'll start with $20, then we'll get to $10, and then we'll get to $2. I think I got about like 20 games in total. So let's get right into it, and let's kick things off with Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, which is 53% off for $14.03. Now, this game, unfortunately, had its price juiced up by Konami. Yes, Konami's the publisher. So, the reason this happened, I have to assume, is that they are eventually going to re-release this game as a part of these Metal Gear collections that they're putting out. You know, they're putting some emphasis into Metal Gear these days. Master Collection Volume 1, Delta Snake Eater, and I'm sure they're gonna port Revengeance to modern platforms, and they want to appreciate the value a little bit before they do that. It used to go on sale for like $7 and change. Those days are dead and buried, but Metal Gear Rising is absolutely awesome. A fast-paced action game done by Platinum Games, and this is truly Platinum Games at their absolute best. Incredible soundtrack. Right off the rip, you get hit with one of the greatest tracks in gaming history, and I will say that Rules of Nature is one of the greatest tracks in gaming history, and even to this day, you know, I was just listening to that song on the phone the other day. Sometimes I'll just mouth out, Rules of Nature, and they run when the sun comes up with their lives on the line. It's a great song, look it up, and it makes Metal Gear Rising worthwhile to play. But, yeah, also has incredible gameplay. It's not, you don't just play this game for Rules of Nature, but Rules of Nature certainly adds quite a lot to it. But, yeah, the story isn't anything to write home about, but the gameplay is absolutely awesome. And even for $14, and yes, it is a shorter game, but it's one of those games that you are perpetually going to get value out of, because you'll go back and play through this game every couple of years. If you got, like, a weekend free, or hell, even a day free, you could just sit down, play the game for, like, 7 hours straight and beat it, and every time I just have a great time with it. So $14.03 on that. Great deal there. Next up, we got Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered. Now, this just came out, and it's 45% off for $16.57. I could see this end up being a part of a Humble Choice. Tomb Raider 1 through 3 Remastered ended up on Humble Choice, so I wouldn't be too surprised if Legacy of Kain 1 and 2 ends up on Humble Choice at some point as well. But for $16.57, these are some throwback classics. Games are beloved. Obviously, we'll show their age a little bit, but, you know, the games are pretty old. They got updated by Aspyr, who have been doing a pretty good job. Outside of Star Wars Battlefront Collection, they've been doing a pretty good job with these re-releases, so $16.57 on that. Hogwarts Legacy, $12.75 on that. This is an exceptional deal for Hogwarts Legacy. It's like the one standout success that Warner Brother Games has had in recent memory, given that, you know, Suicide Squad didn't turn out that well. How'd Wonder Woman turn out? Oh, it got canceled? How'd, you know, Harry Potter Quidditch Champions turn out? Oh, yeah. Not a good time to be Warner Brothers, but they did do a killer job with Hogwarts Legacy. I thought it was a great game, and I don't care about Harry Potter whatsoever, but I like the game from a gameplay standpoint, thought the visuals were good, and this is another one of those open world games that are more up my alley these days, where it's a digestible open world. Yes, it has its side activities, it has its side content, but ultimately, you'll get through it, and you can move on in a decent bit of time. So $12.75 on that, I think, is great. Tomb Raider Definitive Survivor Trilogy, 79% off for $10.59. Y'all already know, I sim for the new Lara Croft. I think she's badass, and ever since Tomb Raider 2013, I've loved this franchise. Hopefully, we'll get another Tomb Raider game here in the near future, but at this point, most of you guys already have this. But for the two of you that don't, $10.59 for all three of the Tomb Raider titles. Absolutely fantastic there. Balatro, 28% off for $10.79. I mean, this was a contender for Game of the Year last year. I haven't put too much time into it. I'm not a big poker guy. The general consensus is you don't have to like poker to like this game, but yeah, $10.79 on that. Its regular price is $15, so it's not like this is a sizable discount, but still, given how well received this game is, I feel like this is one of those games that everybody just wants in their library right now. Like, All my boys have this game in their Steam library now, and it all stemmed from this game being nominated for Game of the Year last year. So I think that Game of the Year nomination did a lot of good, and that's what I talk about when I talk about Game of the Year every year, that my idea of how those Game Awards should be held, or what I want out of them, is to elevate notoriety of great games. And Balatro is one game that I feel like got totally elevated by just being nominated for a Game of the Year. So even if you're not a fan of the Video Game Awards, realize that it can elevate really well-received games, and I feel like it did that for Balancho. But nevertheless, and when I say elevate, I mean, you know, the public exposure, the public knowledge, the public awareness about specific games. But nonetheless, that's why I want Expedition 33 to win this year. Outlast Trials, $13.60. You know, this is a co-op, or you can play it solo, Outlast title. You're all prisoners of Murkoff trapped inside their facility. You choose to complete their trials by yourself, or you can tackle them in a team of 2, 3, or 4 players. Pretty well received, $13.60 on that. And I did want to give a shout to the medium as well, 68% off for $16. You know, Bloober Team is getting a lot of attention, and, you know, rightfully so with their work on the Silent Hill 2 remake, but they did a great job with the medium. Was it absolutely fantastic? You know what, maybe not. However, I thought it was a really, really well done game from an atmosphere standpoint. I thought a lot of the aspects and the mechanics of this game were really cool, visually quite nice, and for $16, I do think it's a pretty good pickup. I think it was a part of a humble choice a while ago, but unfortunately that time has passed. But yeah, $16, not a bad price point for that, especially if you like your atmospheric horror games. I think you'll have a pretty good time with that. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga Deluxe Edition, $10.20 on that. This includes a bunch of the DLC as well, so wanted to give a mention to that. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is a great Lego game, but you get the DLC here as well, so pretty good pickup for that. BioShock The Collection, BioShock 1, BioShock 2, BioShock Infinite. Much like Tomb Raider, I go to bat for these games all the time, as does everybody else who has played them. The games are great, first-person shooters, great stories, and yeah, really good gunplay as well. I remember playing BioShock Infinite in 2013 and just being blown away by the gunplay in that game, and I gotta go back and play through all of these games again, because it has been a while. But, yeah, $10.56 for this trilogy is great. Mafia Trilogy, of course, to round out the under $20 deals. Mafia Definitive Edition, Mafia 2, Mafia 3. Y'all know I'm super excited for Mafia the Old Country, and these games are fantastic. Even Mafia 3, while I think the open world approach for that game took away from it, and that's why I'm so excited for Old Country, because out the gate, they're like, hey, we're gonna price this game lower. It's gonna be a linear focused game. Huge thumbs up for that. But Mafia 3 still had some good story elements and really good voice acting. I mean, the Mafia games all together have amazing voice acting and narratively are really strong. But yeah, $10.56 on that, quite good there. All right, some deals under $10 real quick. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. I feel like every time I see this, it's just getting cheaper and cheaper. $7.56. This deal is absolutely awesome. I really dug Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, had no affinity towards the Guardians before I picked this game up, and I was just blown away by it. I thought the gameplay was solid. I thought narratively it struck a good balance between comedy and seriousness. Soundtrack was good. $7.56, a great pickup on that. Definitely check that out. XCOM 2 The Collection, $7.04 for that. XCOM 2 is a great game, a rewarding tactics title. I remember when this came out. I think it was 2016, around that range. It was a disaster from a performance standpoint. It's much better now, but yeah, Firaxis does great work with tactics titles, and I thought XCOM 2 was damn good. I feel like XCOM is due for, like, another entry. I know we got Chimera Squad a while ago, but I feel like we need, like, a full-fledged XCOM 3 or, you know, like a mainline title. I don't know. I just feel like this franchise has been MIA for a while. I feel like also it didn't resonate at a commercial level to an insane degree, and maybe they just don't want to greenlight it, but I think XCOM 3 would do fairly well, all things considered. Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus, 84% off for $9.60. Now, Falcom is working on another Tokyo Xanadu title. It was announced, I believe, for like the 10th anniversary of the initial game's release. Really, really solid JRPG. It sees its comparisons to Persona. It's not at Persona level, but it's a good game altogether, and sometimes the good JRPGs for the JRPG fans like stand out to some people as some of their favorites. Like for me, again, like some of the JRPGs I really enjoyed, I will acquiesce that they have their issues, like a Final Fantasy 13, like Dio Field Chronicle I really liked as well. Tokyo Xanadu is going to fit into that category, I feel like, for a lot of people. While they acknowledge the issues with it, sometimes those middle-of-the-road JRPGs just resonate with some people really strongly, and I think for Tokyo Xanadu, that was a lot of people. But nevertheless, $9.60 on that. And maybe some people would consider this to be a middle-of-the-road JRPG that really resonated with me. Scarlet Nexus, $8.10. I adored Scarlet Nexus. I thought this was a fantastic game. Soundtrack was great. Characters were likable. You know, and two playable story routes, so you get a lot of content for your dollar. The thing is, you could see that they had to cut corners when it came to the budget of this game. Not a lot of cutscenes, more so told in a visual novel style, but still overall really like the game, and I hope we get something like a Scarlet Nexus 2. Probably won't ever get that, but still, I hope this game stands out to a lot of people and people end up checking it out. I think Bandai Namco would do great to port this to the Switch 2 at some point. I think Bandai Namco's eventually going to port their entire catalog to the Switch 2, but nonetheless, $8.10 on that. Plague Tale Innocence, $8.50 on that. As the last under $10 deal. Plague Tale Innocence is great, incredibly atmospheric, narrative-driven game, and what I really liked about Plague Tale is that this is one of those narrative-driven games that it doesn't take a lot of build-up to get you hooked on the story. Give it 30 minutes, you'll be hooked on it. I feel like it really creates that sense of tension, that sense of, oh damn, crap's going down very, very quickly, and $8.50 for that is great. Then check out Requiem as well, which they have it on sale. It was like $19 or something like that, so I thought it was a little bit pricey, but $8.50 for Innocence, definitely a good pickup. Lastly, a couple of deals, we'll go through this quickly, of under $2 deals. If you're looking for a cheap horror title, Tormented Souls is available for just $1.60. It sets out to draw inspiration from classic survival horrors from Resident Evil and Silent Hill to Alone in the Dark. It's a modern take on the fixed perspective adventure, offering a modernized control scheme and a more dynamic camera while retaining everything that made those games so beloved. Deadly combat, keep your wits about you. You've got fiendish puzzles as well, $1.60 on that. SteamWorld Dig 2 is $1.60. I've talked about this game quite a lot. This is one of the most underrated Metroidvanias that you can come across, and that's just the reality of a market that is so filled with high-quality, top-level games. Like, there are a lot of high-quality, top-level Metroidvanias that are out there that have great visuals, that have fundamentally great gameplay, that have a lot of appeal and a lot of charm to them, and SteamWorld Dig 2 fit that entire criteria. The reviews for the game were rather strong. It's not like it blew the doors off everything when it came to a commercial standpoint, but I thought the game was a really solid title. $1.60 is great, and this is a great game to have on the deck as well. I think you'll enjoy it if you do have a Steam Deck, but $1.60 on that. Scribblenauts Unlimited and Scribblenauts Unmasked, $1.56 a pop on those. I mean, these are super charming, accessible titles that are worthwhile to go through. If you want a casual, relaxing game, Scribblenauts is a pretty good time as far as that's concerned, and for $1.56, pretty good on that. And lastly, Murdered Soul Suspect, $1.64 on this. Another one of those super cheap games that I go to bat for. Now, your boy, for some godforsaken reason, spent $50 on this game. I don't even know why. When this game can't come out. I think it was 2014. Yeah, 2014. I would have been 17 when this game came out. So, what possessed 17-year-old me to be like, oh my god, Murdered Soul Suspect, this game looks so cool, let me drop $50 on it? I don't know, but you know what? It was a pretty cool game from a detective standpoint. I thought the story was pretty good. It had a lot of cool supernatural elements. Absolutely not worth $50, but you're paying $1.64 here, so if you want a narrative-driven, suspenseful game, I think you'll find that in Murdered Soul Suspect, and for $1.64, pretty good, I would say. So that'll do it for me. Again, you've got a lot of great deals across the board. Under 20, under 10, under 2. I like to do these videos where we bundle in a lot of different price ranges, and it seems like you guys appreciate that. And as always, links to everything is in the description box below, so go check that out. And if you do buy anything, I get an affiliate kickback, which is much appreciated. GMG supports this channel, so you should support them, and you get Steam keys for all of these titles. That'll do it for me. Your thoughts down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.